I bought way more bike than I actually need. Welcome back to Road Reality, my friend. I'm John. That's my 2024 Road Glide, and it is far more bike than I need. So in today's video, and I'm looking out for traffic. I'm standing literally in the middle of the road. Like, yeah, anyway. How you doing out there in YouTube land? You having a good day? Look, in today's video, I want to talk about needs versus wants versus adapting versus buying. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's all intertwined, at least in my head. ADD be damned. Let's get on a bike and ride. And my regular viewers will notice that the screen came up white over the text, right? Well, white background. Anyway, I think it has to do with the day-night sensor. And when I pull it out of my trailer or I fire it up at the gas station, it's under a cover, has shade. Today it was outside at work, did not have shade. So maybe it works and I'm just an idiot. Anyway, I bought this 2024 Road Glide and a little bit of vehicular history for you so that you understand me just a little better, because I think it'll help make sense later. I started out on a Vulcan 800 Classic. Not exactly the world's best first bike. Weighs like 550 pounds, and it's a cruiser, and everybody tells you, buy a small bike and get used to it, and then work your way up. Well, I didn't. I rode it for like 6 years, and every time I got on the highway, I was like, this thing crying for help on the highway. It's got 5 gears, it needs 6 and another 300 or 400 cc's. So I went and looked at used bikes, and I ended up looking at the Harley Heritage, and then I found out they made a Road King that was like a Heritage, but it had hard color match bags. I was like, ooh, that's pretty. At that point, I wanted a bagger. So then I was like, wait, they make this thing called a Street Glide, and it's got a radio and cruise control. And this was all in the mid-teens, right? 2015, 2016. And then, long story short, I ended up buying a Kawasaki Vaquero, which was like a Road Glide. I had ridden a Street Glide and a Road Glide, but I preferred the Street Glide until I rode the Vaquero, which my wife highly insisted I buy because it was half the cost of a Harley. And I'm not a big modifier of motorcycles, so it wasn't a big deal for me to just buy a bike, keep it mostly stock, which is what I did. And mind you, I had taken that Vulcan 800 on 1, maybe 2 overnights, and it was a lot of fun for that, but it really made me wish for something maybe bigger and heavier and more comfortable to spend hours in the saddle on. Little did I know you could like buy seats and stuff, right? Because you know, I'm still new to riding, and it's only been 6 years. The funny thing is, I had put about 1,500 to 2,500 miles a year on that bike. The first year I had my Vulcan Vaquero, I put like 7,000 miles on it. It was awesome. Until I wrecked it, then it was less awesome. But I did a couple of overnights on that one, and it was a lot of fun. And it was exactly what I was looking for in a motorbike until I wrecked it, and then I waited like a year, and I just wasn't comfortable riding that bike. So what I did was I went and test rode a new Street Glide, and I bought it. Yeah, and I know the story is that my wife bought it, and that's a true story, but I paid her back, and now I have bought this bike. In the meantime, I owned my 79 KZ 650 SR, another Kawasaki. See a pattern there? It's nostalgia for me. My dad had one when I was a kid. And I enjoyed tootling around town on it, and I put it on the highway a couple of times, but it was never really comfortable on the highway. Not like a big old 900-pound bagger was going to be on the highway, right? Just isn't what it's built for, even though that's what it gets used for, and that's what we want to cover in the next section. But this whole thing with the bagger lifestyle, hashtag bagger life, it is a wonderful thing, and I do enjoy riding a bagger. I don't need a bagger, not at all. What I needed was coffee. Moving on. I am too much of a bougie person, and my back is shot, so I don't like wearing a backpack. No way, no how. So after I got the Street Glide, and by the way, Vulcan Vaquero would fit a 17-inch laptop in a laptop bag in one saddlebag. The Street Glide and now this Road Glide don't do that, not even close. It is pathetic. Harley, do better. The clamshell opening design of the Vulcan Vaquero bags, primo stuff, and they got little straps to hold your stuff in when you open the clamshell lid. Anyway, I digress. That bike never needed a tour pack. The Street Glide did. So when I bought this bike, I was like, yep, gotta have a tour pack. I'm gonna commute on this thing. So you got the commuting, right? And then something else I need to do is ride around town. Like, Street Glides and Road Glides make really good bar hoppers, right? Now with a tour pack, I feel like I'm obligated to tour, but I only have the tour pack to carry my laptop and maybe some camera gear and stuff. It does really good to carry lots of camera gear. And I am one to carry a lot of camera gear. And it is beautiful out today, 74 degrees. Oh boy, I love this bike. And look, this screen right here is aces. Absolutely love it. Hey, there's another biker. Wonder why they chose is that a Pan America? I think that was a Pan America. Wonder why they chose that. So now you have all of my vehicular history and sort of what I use the bike for. I mostly commute on it and then tootle around town. Same 6 roads. Every once in a while I go on a tour. I did VAM 23 and VAM 24, lots of fun. Highly recommend it. I am a fearful rider in the rain though. So on a cloudy day when it's gonna rain, nope, taking the truck. On a day when I know it's gonna rain or it is raining, I'm not gearing up, I'm not taking the bike. It's a form of risk mitigation. I just choose not to ride in the rain if I don't have to. I'm also gonna choose to make a left. By the way, I'm loving the hill hold assist. I can just sit here and wait with my clutch pulled in. There's my clutch hand pulled in and wait for traffic and the bike holds itself up. This is kind of slick, right? I just wish traffic would get out of my way so that I can run down the road. Hold on. That's why I like V-twins. They make the noises that make me go, yay! That's where I thought I was gonna come out. I took the wrong road somewhere. I missed the toin in Albuquerque. Yep, if you recognize that animated reference, you need an aspirin and a nap. Don't make a left. No, you need to wait. Thank you. Oh, I am acquitting myself nicely today. I am impersonating a motorcycle rider. Oh my goodness. So, look, baggers may not be the easiest bikes in the world to ride. They're big, they're heavy. Some people call them clumsy. I call them nimble. But I've spent the last 9 years piloting a 900-pound bike. I mean, the Vaquero weighed more than my Street Glide. You know, they didn't put any lightness into that one, just more weight. But I bought a bike that fit the things I wanted to do with the bike, namely commute on the highway. And I thought they looked cool. I think baggers just look cool. And I buy a lot based on looks, and I probably shouldn't. But I do. Hey, what's up? Road Glide. That was the previous gen. I only saw it for a glimpse. Why is all this traffic backed up? Good thing it's going the other way and not our way. Are you gonna go my way? I used that one recently, named that artist. So what I have done is a little bit of both of the opening lines of this video. I have bought and added to or adapted a bike to my needs. You know, at the time they didn't make a Road Glide Ultra, and I really wanted the new fairing because I like the new tech. I'm a bit of a tech junkie, and so I bought the Road Glide here, and oh, love how it handles the bumps. You know, a big heavy bike just soaks up the bumps really nice. You gotta love it for that. So I'm in this this mix of things, right? I have a bike that does everything I want it to do, nothing that I don't, and it's a lot of fun to ride. And look, it even leans over a little bit. I can lean it. I'm doing the leaning thing. Yes, I am. I leaned it pretty far. Woo. Yeah, that was a little scary. That might be the furthest I've leaned this bike yet. Cool. I am not a comfortable leaner. I should really just stick to, like, I don't know, a trike or a car. Anyway, I'm doing well today. I'm doing well. Yes, I am killing it at the motorcycle thing. Haven't fallen on my head yet. Now you get some of my risk mitigation, right? But really, you know, I see these people out there buying bikes and they're like, I want to go touring. So they buy a Honda CRF 250 Rally. Hi, Dewey. Seriously, dude's riding cross-continent on a 250 dirt bike. It's hilarious. I applaud the man. I really do. Oh, I forgot which way to go. Shoot. Wait, I always go right or do I go left? I don't know. Let's just go left. I was in third. Holy shoot. Whoopsie. I was in third. I have no idea where this road goes. I really don't. But Dewey's doing great things on this little bike. And then I've got other friends that are buying these mid-sized bikes, and they're going all over the country on them. And I'm like, don't you want to do it in relative comfort with a big old windshield in front of you and a fairing and all the tech and safety stuff and all the accoutrement that I am used to on my big old bagger? You know, they're buying these little bikes and they're doing the big things. Ooh, that'd be a good title for this video. I'm buying the big bike and doing the little things. Yep, I'm definitely coming out somewhere I don't want to. Oh, that's all right. It's fine. Everything's fine. I will find my way home. It's not like I don't have nav on this thing too. I just didn't bring it up. I forgot. It's been so long since I've ridden to work because I bought the new truck and everything. And then it's been rainy and windy and all that other crap. Whatever. But taking the truck. I have the truck for a reason. I thought for sure they were stopping. Anyway, so yes, I am doing the little thing on the big bike, but there's another reason that big bikes are awesome. I like big bikes and I cannot lie. You other bikers can't deny. When a girl rides in on a little bitty Honda. I don't know how that one's gonna end. You finish it in the comments below. But I digress. You have road presence. This thing is visible from space. Compared to like a Grom or even my Vulcan 800, this thing is visible from space. The Starlink satellites can hook up to it. The ISS uses it for navigation. Mostly because mine never goes anywhere, so it's in like the same spot all the time. But you get my point. I got the presence. And on the highway, man, you just cruise down the highway. And I rode in today, and I was riding at the speed limit and very, very comfortable. No matter how fast you're going, the big bike just takes it all in and you show up relaxed. You know, I think some of the weight damps? I don't know which one's right. I think it's damps the steering and the handling a little bit, so it's not as twitchy and it makes it less fatiguing if you're going to commute on that thing. And I get it. I see people on the sport bikes all day long, backpacks going, and they're riding along to work and all that. And I just go, ooh, my back hurts just looking at you. My back does not hurt. It hurts, but for a different reason. Oh, this is great. One of my biggest issues with a bike, and like I would look at a lowrider ST or something. They're too damn tall. I got like a 30-inch inseam, and I can't even flat-foot it. And like I can I'm flat-footed now on this bike. My head's cut off, I know. But I can barely flat-foot this one. But something like a lowrider, I get on it and I'm like tippy-toed with 1 foot. And the bike is trying to be upright. That's it. Ha-ha! Yeah, who says the Road Glide doesn't handle a little bit? Just a little bit. I realized that was not a great display of handling prowess, but it worked. Actually, I found quite a few times that this bike handles lane change maneuvers in a quick fashion, very easily and comfortably. I am very happy with the handling on this. And I put part of it down to the handlebars being disconnected from the fairing. I don't know, maybe it's a mental thing where my brain doesn't have to see the fairing move, so it doesn't feel like it's gonna fall off. I have no idea. My brain is not a happy place to be. What's up, buddy? It looked like his helmet was up on his chin, like he wasn't wearing a helmet properly. I only wear a half a helmet, so who am I to speak? No judgment here, good sir. Oh man, somebody screwed up. That is a pile of glass right up there. This is the intersection where I rode it at night and somebody came up over this way and made a left when the light was red. Go. Oh yeah. Road glide or no glide? Yes, they're gonna zoom up to the red light. Hey Roxanne, you don't have to put out the red light tonight, okay? All right, I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully I answered all your questions, got a discussion starting in the comments section, and yeah, hopefully I didn't miss anything. So anyway, I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to piss off a friend, share it with them. Before I leave you, don't forget your 2 mantras. 1, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And 2, do something nice for yourself every day. Maybe consider a bagger for your next motorcycle. Bye!